All right, it is the Rundown, Thursday, June 3rd, brought to you by High Noon. High Noon, you know what it is by now. Hard seltzer made with real vodka, real juice, and sparkling water. It's made with vodka, not malt like all these other hard seltzers. You're getting the real deal. And they just released their new limited edition Tropical 8-pack. I believe we got that right here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got an 8-pack right here. To help kick off the warm weather, the new variety pack includes new flavors, mango and passion fruit, and also pineapple, watermelon. Watermelon is my favorite. I'll try them all. They're all delicious, but watermelon always reigns supreme to me. Pick some up at your local liquor store today, and make sure to tag our @Nooner social account while you're enjoying your Nooners this summer. Real vodka, real juice for real fans just like us. Big Ev, Frank, welcome.
Tommy.
It's a packed house in the office today.
Yep.
It's like it's going to be hard to maybe hear us through all of the noise and all of the people here. So just try to do your best.
Fact
here.
checked. There's currently one person between all the desks in the entire
Yep,
office.
it is just Devlin right now.
Yes.
And, yep.
Make sure to enunciate for the people.
Yeah. We'll start with the NBA playoffs. Last night, Knicks officially eliminated. Tough. All the hope after Game 1 and Game 2, just down the drain. And last night was just. It was pathetic. There was never really a chance.
That was honestly the stream we did last night was probably. I can't imagine it was an entertaining stream. There literally never at any single point was there a moment to get excited, to have any sort of optimism. I have lifelong Brooklyn Nets fan Frank chirping me as they're just gonna ride off to an easy championship.
Frank,
most likely.
Do you hate the Knicks?
They're just such a joke of an organization. It's almost pointless to hate the Knicks. The Knicks are like a wounded puppy on the side of the road.
Well, how did you become a Net fan? We're just New Jersey? From
Jersey.
New Jersey?
Yeah, Jersey.
Yeah, I mean the Knicks. It was just a bad effort. I mean, I think it's clear that this was like an optimistic year for sure. But if they're going to be an actual contender in the East, or
it was a mirage.
No, it was one of those I knew obviously any rational fan it wasn't I thought we were going to make a run to a title, and we were playing with house money. If you had told me this time last year that they were going to be a 4 seed this year, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, no chance. So it's we were playing with house money from the start. I think the Hawks exposed us that we egregiously overachieved. I mean, it's Thibodeau's it's Thibodeau's MO. The teams in the past had way more expectation, those Bulls teams and all that, but
if you
same
look
MO.
If you really look
regular
at the
season,
Knicks
bad
this year,
postseason.
The Celtics, they broke down. That holding fell apart. Toronto playing in Tampa didn't help them. They had a lot of injuries. So those are two teams that would have been better than the Knicks to begin with.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
But
the Celtics didn't. The Celtics were just bad. They just underachieved a lot.
No, it fell apart in Boston.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's
too.
they didn't really have these big injuries until the very end of the season. They were just bad.
Yeah, I mean
The Raptors, I agree with you.
The Sixers moved on. They'll play the Hawks. Then we're gonna have Bucks Nets, which should also be a great series in the West. Luka with just a ridiculous 42 points, 14 assists, 8 rebounds. At what point is Luka just the best player in the NBA now?
He's scratching at top 5. He has to be.
I mean,
he's got to be right in that discussion to be
You mean
there.
you mean the Los Angeles Clippers lost another big playoff game at home?
We're getting a reversal. We're getting a road team wins every game in that series. I was actually starting to think you look around the Western Conference, the Jazz advanced, but I'm still. Maybe this is naive of me. I'm they're the Utah Jazz.
I don't believe in them
The
either.
Clippers could go 82-0 in the regular season, and they'll still find a way to not make the Western Conference Final. That is a known fact.
Yeah, and then you've got the Nuggets, Trailblazers, whatever. The Lakers might get eliminated. Could this be a year where it's Luka's third year, 07, LeBron his third year? He took a terrible Cavs team to the finals against the Spurs. Could this be? I'm almost starting to put that out there that Luka and the Mavs might go to the NBA Finals, and they'll get swamped by the Nets or Sixers or Bucks, whoever they play. But it could have a similar vibe to it.
I mean, if the Lakers lose tonight or they lose Game 7, the West is wide open. Wide open.
I even think it's wide open with the Lakers are beatable, clearly.
Yeah, I think
from the Mavericks.
It really just depends on AD's health, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, I think they'll get there. But I think they win tonight. I think they make a Game 7.
Yeah, do we
There's
know
no way
Anthony Davis update?
there's no way the Lakers are losing tonight. The referees, if they have to call a travel every time the Suns touch the basketball.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'll
I'm a
make sure of
conspiracy
it.
theory guy also. I'm with Frank. Like the NBA wants a Game 7. No question
Yeah,
about
but
it.
I could also see like this just be a year where the Lakers just get bounced in the first round, and LeBron's like, "Oh, we played till October last year. We won the finals. I was gassed
Well,
this year.
no
We
matter-
had
AD got
injuries.
hurt, yeah.
No
Right,
matter-
like this year, it's all these fake teams in the West. Like I don't. There's like this expectation that the Lakers are just LeBron's gonna drop 50 and they're gonna pull it out. I could very easily see the Suns just winning in 6 and just that being.
No matter what happens to the Lakers, if the Lakers don't win, that will be exactly what LeBron says.
Yeah, it'll just be like, oh, this year didn't really count.
Spin zone king.
NHL playoffs rolling on. Islanders Bruins start tonight in Boston. The stream is in Boston. Tune in for that. I saw Biz Nasty is getting involved too. Frankie is, to my knowledge, he's all alone there. Right?
Yep.
He's the only Islander fan
Like
there.
6-on-1, 7-on-1.
So that's going to be Game 3, huge swing game. I'm very excited to watch this, and I like Frankie, but if he gets hit or something, that's a good for the stream. We don't want violence. We don't want violence. But if we're talking ratings, like Frankie just in the jungle, and he's a lunatic, like it could happen.
Countering that, I also feel like Frankie, like being by himself, if things get a little out of hand, he should be allowed to throw like one punch.
Yeah, he
Just
gets
like
one punch.
like one swing.
Yeah,
one
that's
swing.
fair. Frankie gets one
If things
swing.
get really out of hand, which they're going to, he's
Right,
by
it's gonna be
himself.
like 100
He's in a
on one.
Boston Bruins zoo.
Yeah. So that's going to be something. The game, I mean, at this point, I care way more about the streams than the games.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's
I watch
really
the
not
stream.
even
I don't watch
close.
the game.
Yeah, so I want 7 games of that. So tune in tonight, Islanders Bruins Game 3 stream. Next up, we got Coach K. The Coach K year-long retirement tour is starting. Went out to a press conference today to Every Time We Touch, which is just a banger. A song that doesn't fit Coach K at all.
Not at all.
You know, I got to say this. If this is the start of the retirement tour, get your barf bags out because it is going to be as bad as possible. You're going to have Dick Vitale calling every game. Hey, you got to talk about Mike Krzyzewski. He's one of the 4 greatest humans of all time. He should be up there with Jesus and Gandhi.
I'm actually pro this. I want this retirement tour to get as cringy and like if I was doing a
that
retirement
might
tour
actually
like
be
this,
fun.
I would absolutely be like
That would
every
be
game,
fun. It would
Every
be
game, make it all about
It would
me.
be
like,
cringy. It will be fun and corny, but it will be something to talk about.
yeah, and I think it's past the point now of like it's so obviously insane that it's almost endearing. Like there was a while where you hate like Coach K makes it all about himself. He always makes all these excuses. Like he's the absolute worst. But it's gone so far in that direction where it's like now I almost enjoy it as a storyline.
I think America doesn't like to admit sometimes that we like to have something to make fun of.
Yes.
And this is like he's the poster child of like I said it earlier.
His little
It's like
fist
just him
bump.
doing all this, like making it about himself, even though he tries to preach. He's like Mr. Like some
that's
things.
funny. That's objectively funny.
Yes.
Like Coach K being like every time they lose a big game, being like it's all about lessons, and then doing this. You could hate him for it, but to me that is just pure entertainment.
And he's got literally like his entire family clapping along to what's it, Cascada?
yeah, every time we talk, which is a total banger. Do you think Coach K has any level of self-awareness?
No, I think he's too. I think to some degree, but he's too. I think for this kind of stuff, no, because he's so old. Like he's not on social media or anything to my knowledge.
Yeah, I think he's probably he's probably surrounded by a decent amount of yes men.
Because the one thing he did say about just from a basketball sense that made me feel like he's pretty aware. He basically said, transfer portal likeness, like the game is essentially passing me by.
Yeah.
And like I'm paraphrasing, but that was pretty much what he said,
Frank,
which makes sense.
Are you pro or anti Coach K?
I've always been pro Coach K. I mean, I remember growing up, he had always had some good New Jersey recruits. Bobby Hurley is a Jersey boy. I remember there once was a guy from my hometown that was on Duke, Ala Abdenabi.
Of course.
Duke legend.
Yep.
Correct.
All right, let's head over. This was Frank's topic. The USFL is returning.
Yes, the USFL is back. Let's go Generals.
There we go.
And they're bringing back the great old teams, and Fox is involved, so it's going to be on Fox. They have a network TV program, spring football. I don't think 40 years ago people were ready for spring football, but you know what? More football is great football. I don't care. The NFL could use a feeder system, and if USFL humbles itself and doesn't try to go against it like it did in 1986, they might actually be somewhat successful. Watching some spring football, especially the New Jersey Generals. They said they're going to bring back the classic names, the New Jersey Generals, Houston Gamblers, Tampa Bay Bandits.
That's
we go,
some
Bandits.
good names.
I mean, these are great
Raw.
names. Memphis Steamers.
Can't have that team in Cleveland probably. where Frank, like, give a pitch to maybe 25-year-olds who don't know hypothetically much about the USFL, like why we should be hooked. Tell us.
Do you
what
know,
it
without
is.
the USFL, Reggie White may never have been a big star. He went to the NFL. He played for the Memphis Steamers. There is Herschel Walker, who should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. There's Doug Flutie, the New Jersey Generals. I mean, what a great helmet they had. The red, the gold with the stars. I mean,
So is it more for like, what's the average age? Is it players out of college who don't get drafted, people retiring?
the USFL rolled the dice when they came out, and they went hard. They like threw insane money.
Jim Kelly, right?
At
The
Big-
Houston Gamblers? Was that
Big
USFL,
Nine player.
right?
Yeah, he was Houston Gambler.
They were taking like legit draft picks at one
They
point.
Herschel Walker won the Heisman Trophy, and Donald Trump threw like $4 million at him out of college, which was unheard of, to play for the Generals.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, I think that just nothing's going to compete with the NFL. We saw
Well,
it.
we're not
the
talking about
XFL
competing with the
last
NFL,
I mean,
year or
it just
whatever.
would make it look like 6 times the charm. Like I just think it's not. I just think what happens is when you watch it, like just the XFL and all that. I just think the quarterback play is so bad. It's so bad that I think it makes it unwatchable. Even for like hardcore fans, it's like
Right.
hard to like get involved like long term.
Do they have all the same rules as the NFL, or are there any like unique?
When the USFL was around, they actually had a 2-point conversion. The NFL didn't at the time.
Gotcha.
So
Interesting.
they took that from the league.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't they also take? Oh no, I was thinking of the XFL, the Skycam they took from them, right? I think that was the XFL.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
Correct.
But the USFL was a fun league. I mean, it's good to have spring football.
It is. I mean, more football, I guess you can never. Really
More football is
complain
good
about.
football. You can put that on a shirt. I'm here for that.
Next up, Nate, I know you blogged this, then turns out maybe it's not as big of a deal as we thought, but Mayweather, Paul, no judges, no official winner. Turns out that's just because Florida couldn't sanction it officially because of the weight difference. But still, like,
It's an exhibition.
just have a regular judge there and decide who wins. It doesn't have to be sanctioned. I mean, Mayweather's just going to win.
I'm kind of hoping that this makes Mayweather like a little like he wants the knockout.
Now, I was going to say, like, at this point you're watching, like, is Mayweather going to knock him out or not?
So
I think he is. He'll just like he's not. I don't think it's gonna be like a one-punch knockout, but it's gonna be kind of the same as McGregor. Like just pepper him up for a few rounds and eventually just getting hit so many times you just like can't. You
Because
can't
if
do it
you're
anymore.
Logan Paul, and like he's like obviously a great spin
they're like,
zoner
he's
and
just
everything,
so much bigger.
if he goes all 8 rounds and there's no official declaration of a winner, even if it's very clear to like the eye that Floyd Mayweather was better and he landed more punches or whatever.
now, Floyd's lighter than him.
much lighter,
yeah.
much shorter.
I'd still take Floyd over him.
Have to.
Oh yeah.
Have
yeah.
to. No question, Frank.
But
So,
yeah, no. Like
Tommy,
Logan
you're
Paul,
saying that Floyd has to knock him out,
Yes.
To get
or
declared
else
the winner.
people say that he went 8 rounds with a professional fighter.
Exactly.
Oh, if-
and I
if-
think that like with there being no official declaration of a winner, because
Oh.
like if there was an official declaration like he won by decision or whatever, like this just be like Logan Paul could just be like you didn't win, nobody decided
Oh,
who won. I went 8 rounds with you.
If Logan Paul goes the full 8 rounds, that is a massive win.
If
Yeah.
I
Logan,
don't care if he doesn't land a punch.
if
That's a
Logan
huge
Paul
win.
goes 8 rounds, it's a win. 100%.
I think you're Floyd Mayweather. Maybe you toy with them for 2 or 3 rounds, let people feel like they got their money's
put on a
worth,
show.
and then knock them out in like
Yeah.
the 4th or 5th round.
just pepper him up.
You
and
see,
you can
that's
start tagging him.
that's why I don't really like Floyd. I want him to be like Mike Tyson in his prime. Fuck the
Yeah.
guy up, knock him out in 90 seconds.
But this would be his chance to do. Like I get he doesn't do that in like if he's fighting Pacquiao or whatever. Like he's more technical and stuff, which is still the fact that he's never lost is just impressive in its own right.
He's the GOAT.
But I would like this is his chance to get that knockout. Like that stone cold. Like put Logan Paul as a YouTuber on his ass. You hate him. You hate each other.
If you put Floyd Mayweather in a time machine to the 1980s, he would get his ass kicked by Sugar Ray Leonard, by Thomas Hearns, and Marvin Hagler.
I don't know.
They
he's
would
so
kick
quick and he's
His-
so
but
technical.
ass.
would they touch him?
No
one hit him.
He tried to hug him, and the hugging did not work in the 80s. Let me tell you.
He's got that little
Yeah,
head
good
movement.
with That 1-2. David Spade is going to be one of the new hosts on Bachelor in Paradise this summer, filling in for Chris Harrison. I really want to bring this up. Did you guys know, because we talked about this on the group chat today, the Snapchat show, and like they looked at me like I was crazy. David Spade used to be like a very eligible ladies man. Like David Spade fucked. Like
Fact
he was
checked.
like,
Big time.
yeah, like I don't know if people know, but like Carmen Electra.
We're talking like mid '90s.
Yeah, maybe late
He was a
late
staple
90s.
at the Playboy parties, and he just cleaned up.
He Carmen Electra, Pamela Anderson, Heather Locklear. Like
David Spade.
Yeah, he was like, I think he's probably like Pete Davidson. Like Pete Davidson's sort of like a modern, where it's like he's funny, but like what?
So
but he
David-
just like
David Spade
nonstop
just had
is
like
just
a-
cleaning up.
He just has like a
Huge
Murderer's Row. Like there's like a million articles out there like David Spade's women through the
big cock. That's what you're thinking. Big dick.
Fact check, big dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Spade. That's a fact. He's a big dick.
So I've
Gotta
heard.
be.
I mean, Davidson's is like now. I mean, he got put on
legendary.
blast. Yeah. Honestly, he actually had a funny bit in his stand-up talking about like it's like the worst thing that ever happened. To
Right,
him.
because
now
everyone-
every woman he's with thinks he's just gonna have the most egregiously sized penis they've ever seen. So if it's not that, you want to oversell, not undersell.
So yeah,
Or
David
reverse.
Spade. Just if people
Reverse.
don't know that, David Spade, he fucks.
Good for him. Yeah, great for David Spade.
Let's move on now to after show, some Barstool topics. Coach Doug's first blog about his weight loss journey, starting at 469 pounds. And is that the same exact weight you said you started at?
That's the same exact weight I
pretty
was
crazy.
last May.
And you look so much better now. I know people say it, but like, how much are you down?
Around 360 now.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
and it's definitely noticeable. Coach Doug's getting on board. We wish him the best of luck. What is the unit house update?
Well, I'm now officially looking for a house because the apartments just aren't satisfactory. There aren't enough for them.
With Doug still or no?
I'm gonna buy a house and he's gonna rent for me.
Wow.
Wow, that
Attaboy.
cameo money.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, that's pretty great. So is it going to be Barstool affiliated or?
Well, we're gonna do film content there.
But like is like as far as paying the rent, because that was originally like one of the.
I think maybe that we'll get a little.
Are you gonna
bit
like
of money.
break his knees if he doesn't pay rent 1 month or something? Like, just be the ultimate landlord.
Well, maybe. Well, you know, I don't know the full details, but I'm gonna try to talk to cross country, get the loan things settled. I got help from things. My parents want to move back from Idaho eventually, so after the unit house is done, I'm especially looking for a 2-family house. So
All right.
we could each have our own unit, and I could avoid being tripping over people and things like that.
Frank's
So
becoming a
the-
real estate investor.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
pretty
say
much
Frank
what's
just
happening.
sounds like he's maybe joining the mob.
Well,
or
it sounds like he wants Doug's and his parents in one house and
Yeah,
him in the other house.
What? You want a house to yourself and then Doug's and your parents in another
Is that
one?
what you're going for?
No. Well, I don't think we're gonna do 8 seasons at the unit house.
Right.
All
right.
So then you'll just throw him out when you're done with him.
No, we'll find a place.
No, Doug's, he's a big boy.
I
I'll
don't think
figure
Doug
it out.
knows what he's getting himself into. Frank is deciding where
For
you're
sure
living
not.
for the foreseeable future.
I mean, well, my parents complicated matters. They said, "Oh, you're looking for an apartment? Could you look for a house instead? We're finally ready to move back." I mean, my father, I guess, heard that Judge Judy is getting ready to retire and is getting kind of bored. I mean,
That's the biggest problem in your dad's life.
He's gonna retire. Didn't know what the fuck he's gonna do.
they've been talking 5 years about doing this, possibly moving back, and all my father does all day is watch 6 hours of Judge Judy.
Will we ever get like contact with Mr. and Mrs. Tank, your parents?
Maybe one day.
I would be curious to see that.
Believe it or not,
Just
my father.
the Fleming family.
Yeah.
Believe it or
Hear
not, my
about the
father's a
family
Yankee
curse?
fan.
Oh wow. How
Your
did you
dad's a
end up
Yankees
on that
fan?
Yes.
Mom too, or no?
No, she doesn't care about sports.
Baseball.
Okay.
Damn, tough draw.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've explained how you just kind of like what happened.
Yeah.
No, he's explained it.
Just I'm saying what like you
How
just.
did you become a Met fan?
When I was 9 years old, there was a pitcher named Dwight Gooden that was just dominating everybody.
Doc. Yep.
Also I
That was
saw
it,
you
just-
and
I
and
was.
Trevor May with little Twitter bros.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Well,
Could we get a little recap of what happened there?
you know how I am on Twitter when the Mets start.
How?
When the Mets start. It's actually go up. I actually pinned it.
This is Frank. I'm a passionate Mets fan with PTSD from 35 years of heartbreak. When they lose, I express my frustration on Twitter. I'm sorry that some copied you. I was angry you were in over Lugo and the Mets lost at I am Trevor May. I think that's fair, Frank. I said the other day, you're allowed to get mad when your team loses. You take it. Well, I get annoyed when I see your
Trevor
tweets.
May actually responded.
All good, brother. Keep doing you, and I'll do everything I can to bring home.
I have
the
a
trophy.
question, Frank. Do you think you overdo it at times?
Probably.
Okay.
I saw the one guy. He said, "I live and die with every pitch." I think that's the fair way to put it. He definitely does.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday they take a 4-0 lead in the first inning, and somebody asked you, "How do you feel about a 4-0 lead?" He goes, "They blew a 4-0 lead on Tuesday." So then David Peterson doesn't even get to the 7th batter before he blows a friggin' lead.
But also, they're like 6 games over 500, won 6 of 7, or in first place by like 4 games.
But most of those wins against teams like the Diamondbacks and Rockies
wins
were
are
terrible.
Wins are wins.
They also have been riddled with injuries too. Like they've been battling through the adversity.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The Mets have no luck whatsoever. They could go back in time and kidnap Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Sandy Koufax. They will all get injured, and they lose 100 games.
Yeah, so that's a ray of hope, Frank Fleming. And Billy Football graduated full-time. Congratulations
Congrats,
to
Billy.
Billy. Crazy's been 4 years, Crazy's been here for around 4
He was
years.
like he was like here before I was like I think I was still in college. He
Yeah,
was here
probably.
before.
He
He was
came
here
summer
before I was here.
2017. I remember him sitting at the bar, waiting for his interview in like a button-down and khakis, and he sprinted. I'm pretty sure I have this story right, but I think they needed a phone charger. Like a task was to get a phone charger for Hank, and he like in full suit or whatever sprinted to Best Buy and came back sweaty with a phone charger. I think that's true. That's my Billy Football origin story. So pretend like it's real. So congrats to Billy. And last up, Barstool vs. America tour going on right now. Marty tweeted out 2 different road trip snacks. He said, who's better? One was, you got a Red Bull, pistachios, Blue Shark candies, and a Reese's Take 5 versus a blue Gatorade, Sour Patch Watermelon, Fritos Twisted Honey Barbecue, and also a Reese's Take 5.
Twisted Honey Barbecue.
It's a bloodbath.
I mean, just an I said vicious first round knockout. Just
Yeah.
like Masvidal flying knee to the face 5 seconds in. I mean,
So Marty has the better one and Dana has the other one.
because at the time I didn't know. I kind of figured I didn't know which side the other one was. I figured that side was Marty because we've definitely chopped it up about our love of the certain snacks. I'm a big watermelon Sour Patch guy.
Me
Big
too.
Blue
I don't like
Gatorade,
regular Sour Patch Kids. Watermelon Sour Patch only
the
for
best.
Tommy.
Big Blue Gatorade guy. Blue's definitely my favorite flavor. Fritos, the barbecue swirls are fantastic.
What complete a quartet like that? 1 chip, 1 other snack, 1 drink, and 1 candy bar for a road trip.
Got to be the Sour Patch watermelon's got to stay. See, I'm gonna say I'm a light blue Gatorade guy. I'm a Glacier Freeze. Then chips is tough because there's so many ways you could go. I'm a sour cream and onion guy. Maybe a Ruffles sour cream and onion.
Okay.
I'm a big Ridges guy.
Fact checked. Correct.
I'm going
it.
Twix bar, the best candy bar out there. I'm gonna go a cherry Coke. I like a good cherry Coke. We're gonna go salt and vinegar chips, and I'll keep the Sour Patch watermelon. Frank?
I would go. Let me see. I would go cherry Pepsi.
Okay.
I would go. I'd keep the twisted barbecue Fritos. I'd go with a Milky Way.
Outside the box a little bit. I feel like
And,
Milky Way catches a lot of heat.
I don't know
I
why.
love
I
Milky
love
Way.
Milky Way.
I'm a
Yeah,
fan
they're
as
so
well.
good.
And I think I'd go with a bag of M&Ms instead of the Sour Patch Kids.
Okay.
All right.
That's some solid
Peanut,
quartets.
regular.
Regular
plain-
M&Ms.
Okay.
Interesting.
I do like the shark gummies though. I will admit, I don't know if that's getting shit. I think the shark gummies are really good.
I don't
I've never
think
seen that brand.
I don't think
though.
I've ever had them, to be honest.
They're good. Gummy worms are also solid if you're gonna go sour gummy worms. Nate, what about you?
You know what's a really off-brand road trip snack? Is those caramel creams, like the. Do you know what I'm
I
talking
know,
about?
I know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
people don't really buy them, but whenever I see a
They're
bag
like
at a gas
wafer chip
station,
kinda?
no,
No, they're like honestly, I feel like they're the type you'd see at like a nursing home.
yeah, they're-
Oh, okay. Yes,
they have
yes,
like
yes.
the weird
Yeah,
white
exactly.
I'm glad that played.
Yeah,
I'm glad
powdery
that-
cream in the middle of the brown caramel
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
outside. I don't know. I could eat 1,000 of them.
Speaking of nursing homes, you know what else was good?
Judge Judy.
What?
You know what else is good? Those hard strawberry candies.
Yes, Nick had them the other day.
Oh,
They're
I know, yeah.
delicious. There's
They are
like,
good.
what are the caramel ones called too?
They're the ones where
Those
it's,
are
it's literally like a
Werther's,
but-
strawberry is the
He's
wrapper,
talking about the
right?
strawberry and cream ones, which are fantastic.
Oh, those are delicious too. Old people, fucking, they know their suck candy. That's the rundown.
They be
we
sucking.
will see you guys Monday.
Monday?
Yep.
Was
Watch Islanders Bruins stream tonight.